Crochet. Hey, Hannah.
Hey, you're
I'm
right.
so excited to chat with you today. I got to talk to Michelle yesterday from MJ's Off the Hook and Caitlin from We Crochet. I feel like this has been such a social week for me, and I haven't even left the house. I love it.
Awesome. Are you talked out though? Are you hoarse? Are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I think more than anything, because this week I have my friends' dogs. So I have 4 dogs at my house, and right now it's like they are all separated into their own little spaces because it's just a lot. And they're mad. They're mad that I have separated them. But when they're together, it's like the 3 of them at least, they run around the house. Well, the 2 bigger ones, they run around playing like how dogs can just like they zoom and they zoom, and then Luna, my little one, is like the referee. And so she barks at them as they zoom around, like, hey, 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 hey. Or if they come like in her bubble, she's like, back off. So it's chaos. So in a way, it's kind of nice. Once I get them all settled, I'm like, okay, quiet time. Time for me to chat with Hannah. It's all good. Good morning, Melanie. So excited to have you here. So Hannah and I briefly, we're going to talk about the Create Your Holiday Style Christmas in July. And we're also going to talk about Hannah's blanket a bit. And then we're just going to chat because I think more than anything, we're just ready to relax, have some coffee, hang out with you. Or if it's nighttime, get your nighttime tea out, get snuggled up in pajamas. I want you to tell us what you're working on, where you're from. More than anything, the weather. I don't know about you over in the UK, but the weather has been anything everyone's talking about right now because of the heat wave. How is it where you are?
Very, very mixed. So we had like so many weeks without rain, and then all of a sudden we've had loads of rain, and now it's dry again, and now it's yeah. So very, very mixed. But that's the UK, hey.
Over here, it's been a heat wave. It's especially, I've heard someone in California yesterday, I think, said it was going to get to 110 where they are. Arizona is just burning up so hot, almost like hibernating from the heat. And then here in Florida, I feel like it's pretty average. I'm going to check it. Yesterday, it was a high of 93. Today, it is a high of 91. So your average Florida would rather be in the pool style weather.
The thing is, you know what I'm like. When was it that I was like end of January, early February, wasn't it? And I was like, this is like summer. This is like summer to me. You were like, it's freezing, Hannah. I was like, no, this is beautiful.
I remember I was like buying a whole jacket and sweater, and you and Michelle were like, "This is wonderful," and I'm like, "This is cold."
I was lovely.
Oh, it's just look. So Melanie says she has 70s and sunshine. That's not so. That's lovely weather. That's comfortable weather. You could go do a picnic. You could go for a bike ride. If I were outside right now, I'd be sweating. I would just be sweating.
Yeah.
It's just too hot.
No.
Which Michelle and I were saying yesterday is kind of cool because all of us right now have really special things going on, but all of us have obviously planned for hot weather because each of our individual things can be worked on in the summer in pieces. I think we all just have experienced heat that we just knew. I don't even know if we all intentionally did it, but there was some intentional thing going on because I think we don't want to make ourselves uncomfortable. We don't like to be uncomfortable either. So all of our projects can be worked on in small pieces that can go on the go because we're all doing some traveling, or Michelle went camping this last week, or small enough to where it's not going to make you hot. It's not like sitting on your lap the entire time, which I think is really, really cool. So first, I really want to show you, if you haven't already seen, I'm going to make sure I have the correct link here. If you haven't seen Hannah's crochet along right now, you are missing out. You have to go check it out. I just threw the link at the bottom in the comments. Do you have it behind? You do have it behind you. You know what? I'm going to make you full screen so we can really.
Yeah. I'd love to say that it was really intentional to make it in motifs for the reasons you've just stated, but it wasn't at all. It was just like, I love making hexagons. And when I designed it, I was like, I need to figure out a way to make this into a big blanket. And then I just went for it with the border. And then after I've made it, I was like, this would make a brilliant crochet along. So yeah, so we're in week 2. We're in week 2. So there's 2 more weeks to go, and I'm releasing a part each week. And there's a free sign up, or there's an upgrade to the course, a VIP ticket, kind of like Briana has done as well. So
yes.
So yeah.
And we have to talk about something I saw online that's like what I've been talking about for a couple of days. It blew my mind. We need to share it to my group, or I need to share this. One of the women who was participating in Hannah's Crochet Along did a Christmas style hexagon. And like, I need to see this come to an entire blanket. I need to see an entire blanket on it. It was so impressive. Because when I saw your blanket, Hannah, I was like, I would probably make it exactly the same. I wouldn't change a thing. But I love how people will grab yarn they have or different colors and experiment with it. And this one with that gold and the red, almost like a poinsettia, and it was just perfection. So jump over to Hannah's Crochet Group too, and you have to see this Christmas style one. So if you wanted to do Christmas in July with Hannah's blanket and like start working on it now for a Christmas thing,
yes, that would work.
She already hacked that. One of her community members hacked that. You can just follow along and it's totally fine. Oh, look, I'm getting a call from Kenya. That's probably a prince who wants me to send him money.
Of course. Yes.
Whenever I see calls, I'll glance at my phone to make sure it's not like important. And I see Kenya and I'm like, yeah, I think you're good. I don't think you need. You don't need my money, right? But we're going to talk also about Christmas in July, because I don't know, Hannah, if this gives you anxiety, but we are coming up to the halfway mark to Christmas.
Like, yeah, that really does. But like, I feel like I completely ignore it. And like over here, we're a bit more, boring, aren't we? And we don't really do Christmas in July. And we're just kind of like, maybe in November we'll think about it. But like you guys, you're just like, yep, all over that.
Like, well, let's do it. Let's do Christmas in July. I know. I've seen, I think tickets for the Disney Christmas went on sale. And then I saw a post yesterday that in 1 month, Disney will have their Main Street with pumpkins in fall. And I was like, what? That feels too soon. But I guess that.
Yeah. I went to a craft store on Monday with Oliver, and they had pumpkins and everything October out. And I was like, no.
Yeah, like July is not even over.
Having said that, I'm going to show you something that yes. One of my oldest patterns, it's one of my most popular ones. I have finally filmed a tutorial, and I'm going to update the pattern and release this in August. But it's kind of ready. So like, if people are ready for it now, I can release it in the, as she says, like this week, next week. Is that too soon?
Do it. No, obviously, according to everyone else, it is not too soon. You're ready for fall.
Maybe I'm boat.
Well, maybe it's because like the heat and everything, we're kind of getting over the temperatures at this point. So we're like, okay, yep, we're ready for it to cool down. So we're dreaming of the cool down, maybe. Yeah. That hat is so adorable. I want to stick it on my nephew.
Well, this is the premature baby size. When I made it, I was like, oh, it's so cute.
So cute. That would not fit him, but it's so cute. He was not premature. He was almost 9 pounds. So
how big is he now? He must be
10. He gained more than a pound. Yeah, he's doing so well. I was thinking about taking my baby pants over this weekend and seeing how they fit on him. I mean, he's still tiny, but I feel like he's getting really close to like fitting into a lot of the things I've made him. And I started a sweater while she was in labor, because what else was I going to do? I was just sitting there doing nothing. I mean, I was there to support, but also like these things take time and it gets really, really boring. So I started a sweater for him in the 12-month size, so he can wear it not this winter, but the next winter. And I found it last night, and all I need to do is complete one sleeve. But I got so far on that during the labor that I was like, hey.
Baby things don't take that long, really, do they? If you like commit a chunk of time to them, they're actually so quick.
Yes, especially that hat. That would work up so fast. In evening, you could get that worked up. And that one's really cute also for those who do charity, because like it's really, really, it doesn't look complicated, and it's super cute for babies born this fall for like preemies and stuff like that. That'd be so
And if people
you have a link?
Yes, somewhere. Let me find it.
Okay, if you do, we need to pop it in here.
It's on my blog. Yeah, it's on my blog. Let me find it for you. If people make to sell at craft stores as well. I've had loads of people say that they sell really well.
Ooh, that's a good one. I had that question twice this week, and I think anyone listening right now might also be interested in the answer in this. Is it the pumpkin beanie free crochet? I found it.
Yeah. Oh, it won't let me comment in the thing. won't let me do anything.
Oh my goodness. Well, probably because we're in here. All right. I'm posting. There's the pumpkin hat for anyone who is
So
interested.
the video is not out. The pattern is the pattern, but the video is not out yet, but it will be soon.
Will be soon. This is so true. It says, it's funny we're talking about hexagon blankets and Briana has hexagon decor on my wall. I do.
Yes.
The reason why is because I do have some of these in my office. They got taken down, but this is my dining room. Yeah, we're in the dining room today because the office is getting a little bit of a makeover. It is a mess, but I did make these. Just so you know, I made these hexagons. I did. They were not too hard to make. I made a ton of them, and then just put them up on the wall. I love being crafty. Joe was asked the other day at work, one of those like, tell me something about yourself things, which I get anxiety if I've ever been in a meeting and people are like, we're going to go around the table and you're going to tell me something about yourself. His answer was like that he is happiest when he's doing a hobby creating something. And I was like, ooh, I am definitely going to use that the next time I'm in an awkward, tell me something about yourself.
Yeah, because I never know what to say. I'm like,
I know. I mean, we do crochet and knit, but you think like how many people really want to hear about that outside our world? I mean, I'll talk about it all day. But he said he loves to create things with like baking, bread especially. He makes beer, the hexagon type style projects. And now I have these on my counter. Like, this is interesting. He's growing pineapples. So he grew pineapples. We ate these this week from our yard, and now he's going to replant these to grow more pineapples. So we're like on a farm. It's fine.
completely self-sufficient.
Exactly. We're gonna have pineapples all the time now. It's gonna be amazing. Oh, so speaking of pieces, hexagons, I'm going to go over here. We're going to talk about this thing on your screen, on the side of your screen. The Create Your Holiday Style. So this is my crochet along this month. And the thing is, I know you're probably like, whoa, everyone's doing crochet alongs. How can I keep up? Well, Hannah and I have fabulous news for you. We hate deadlines.
I'm not very good with deadlines.
We are all about working on your time when you have time, when you feel like it. So whenever you see us run crochet alongs, you'll see release dates when we're doing our work to release it on the blog, if you're joining the free version, or you'll see us promote the courses. The wonderful thing about purchasing our courses is then you have it organized in one area. All the information is there and you have unlimited access. So you can go to there, leave there, go there, leave, all you want. And so you don't have to start today if you don't want to, but I will tell you, because we run such amazing promotions during our launches, you definitely want to pick it up this month during our crochet alongs. So mine is the Create Your Holiday Style. And I have two options for you this year. Two options. Because if you join me in previous years, you know I do stockings, and I think that's like in front of my face. That was expected. So I wanted to do stockings again for those who are making a collection. Same yarn that I did the last 2 years, the City Tweed. It's awesome. If you sign up for this crochet along free or the VIP, either one, you're going to get a special exclusive discount code on yarn. And you can like buy as much as you want. So don't feel like you just have to buy it for this. And then this will be on the blog. This launches tomorrow. I'll be doing the first section on the blog. But if you want to join the VIP, because last year I did a reindeer and a polar bear. And I had so many people say, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? Because we all have our own style and taste. Like Elliot would want a different stocking from Oliver.
That's what I was thinking. Like we all have children or family members that will say, I would like, I don't know, a unicorn on mine, please, Briana. You know, like, and here we have
a unicorn.
This is amazing. Like when you told me about this, obviously Briana and I talk quite a lot behind the scenes. You told me about this and I was like, no, you haven't. You were like, yeah.
I get so many requests for different things. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to let you do it. So I have 40 charts for you to mix and match. And this is a printable that comes in the course, and you can print it off. The instructions are right here on the side, so you can follow it up. And you can mix and match all these charts, all you want, to make the stocking for you, for whoever you're doing it for, to fit a gift or a style. And then I also have this digitally, because I discovered when I was printing this out for myself, I told my sister, like, months ago, test this. Does it work? Can you print it and play with it and make a stocking? She ended up designing the unicorn. However, when she went to print it, she realized her printer was dry of ink and that she was going to need to order all new ink and get her printer kind of serviced in order for it to work, which she did, but that took time. But in the meantime, I developed a digital version of the charts. So you can go play with them in Canva or Stitchfiddle. And she ended up designing from the options, she designed this unicorn one digitally. So she didn't use a printer to do it. And that made sense to me too, because we don't always have access to printers. And so I want everyone to enjoy it. Yeah. There's just not a need for them as much anymore. And then I also feel like if you have someone who has a printer, there's no need for you to get a printer. So my sister here, whenever she needs something printed, she's like sends me an email and says, "Can you print this and bring this to my house next time you stop by?" And I'm like, "Sure." She doesn't need one. My sister here doesn't need a printer.
I do all of my charts on a device. Like I have the Canva app on my phone. So if I'm making something that I've already made the chart for, I'll use it on my phone, and you can zoom in, and you can, it's the only thing with it on a device is that you can't really easily tick it off as you go. Whereas on paper, it's really pleasing, isn't it, to tick off as you go? So I think you can. Yeah.
The paper is like, it just depends on how you like to work. Exactly. I do find though, these charts are also in Stitchfiddle, and I do love the what's it called? The row marker.
Yeah.
Where it highlights the row that you're on, and then you click to go to the next row and it highlights the next row. I've worked from my phone or from my laptop before, because I do like how visually it's like highlighting the row I want to be able to see quickly. I love working from charts, but I wanted to also include the written version for each chart as well for those who prefer that. And then I also, of course, if you knit, I did the whole thing in knit. So same charts.
If people didn't know, they'd probably be forgiven for thinking that your crochet ones are knitted.
They do almost look knitted, yes.
Yeah, yes. Knitted.
They're really a fun mimic. So it's like, hey, these also work for knit if you want to knit it. Mm-hmm. And then this is another done for you stocking. So the unicorn and the fox, completely written out patterns in the VIP version. So if you really love these, you want to like go for it. These are done. This is going to go to my nephew because I'm so excited. It's so nice to have a new family member to make stuff for. My sister doesn't even have an option to go choose his first stocking. I already did it. Too bad. So, it's done. It is done. This is now your holiday decor. It's just going to have to be. I'll make him a new one next year too, probably, because I love having like a little one around again. My boys, I have so many stockings now. I actually had to tell them this one's for Aiden because Bryson wanted it. And I was like, no, it's for Aiden. Each year they don't have assigned stockings. And it's really fun because each year I pull out the stockings and they enjoy choosing which one they want that year.
Oh, that's lovely. I like it.
Yeah.
Got enough stockings for the whole of your family, then maybe you don't need to make more stockings. But then you can never have too many stockings in that case.
True. And if you want to gift them, I know for me, I always need to be organized. In the VIP version, I created this project planner because it's July and we know gift giving season is around the corner, but it's still a ways off. That for me, I'm like the type of mom where like I'll walk in a room and I'm like, why am I in this room? I forget what was I doing here?
Yeah. I don't know, when you go to put the screwdriver in the fridge as well, isn't it? When you're like, this isn't quite right. Not quite sure what's wrong about it, but this.
It's so funny because I saw on TikTok the other day of a woman who I related to it so much. She'd be in the car and like a song from high school, back in the day comes on. She knows every word, recalling that memory. We can sing every word of that song. But then you walk in a room with a fork and you're like, what was I doing with this fork? Where was this? What was I doing?
The other day, talking about knowing words to songs. So Elliot, who's 6, has joined his school choir, and they performed the other day at their summer fair thing. And they performed a song that was out when I was younger and was very popular. And of course, I knew every single word, and it absolutely blew his mind because he was like, "Mummy, how do you know this song? This is our song from like it clearly didn't exist, but it's just a really strange thing that he realized. And then he's like, how do you remember the words? He was like, how old were you when it came out? And I was like, well, probably like 9 or 10, probably a bit older than you. He was like, so am I going to remember words when I'm older? And I was like, yes, but you won't remember anything else.
You will remember this song, but you might not remember your child's middle name.
Cannot remember everything. Sorry, everyone.
So true, which is why I feel like well, this is in the VIP version. Sometimes I feel like I create stuff for me and then thinking like, if I need it, maybe someone else does. You can mark, am I making this for me? Is it a gift or is it charity? And then you can write a name here of who you're making it for, maybe what date it needs to be done by, organize your yarn colors, like what yarn colors you were using, if you need to mark off what other supplies you need. So this can be printed or used digitally on Canva. You can do as many as you need for however many projects you want to make, which I feel like this would be great for Julia because she said, I start my holiday gifting in January, got too many to wait until July.
That's amazing.
So I'm guessing Julia has way more friends and family that she likes than I do, which is amazing. I want to be like her.
But does that, if you start in January, does that mean you're literally making the whole year through and then you just start again once it's done?
So please. I think it's amazing to do handmade gifts. I always want to do more, and then the holidays creep up, and I was like, I intended to make all the teachers gifts and do all that stuff, and then if I don't get an early start on it, it's probably not going to happen. Which is why we do Christmas in July. So if you want to get a start on it, yes, but you don't have to. You can always purchase the course, click that QR code on the screen, and you can start it in November. The nice thing is get the course now because today, actually, hours left. Tonight, hours left. It changes tomorrow. You'll want to get it before tonight because the VIP early bird pricing ends tonight, and then the price will go up. So you definitely want to grab that. And the VIP also gets a $10 gift card to Ravelry. So that makes it well worth it too.
Honestly, I can't, like, every time you release something, I'm like, you put so much more each time into them, and like there's so much content, and you almost can't, like, we couldn't even cover, we were saying this before, right? We can't even cover today in a snapshot what is in there. There is just so much, and like your color inspiration stuff as well, your color tools and things, like you're teaching people about color theory and everything. So it's
fun. I can't help we always do, and it's, I feel like this gets worse when me, you, and Michelle get together because all of us combined just start throwing everything in there.
We're terrible influence on each other, aren't we? Like, shall we do?
We're horrible for each other. It's great for everyone else. It's a lot of stuff happening there. It's like almost too much for us. I mean, we get so boring, I feel like, if we try to cover it all in one.
Am I back? Was I on the screen the whole time?
No, you were. No, it froze for a second, and then I talked about what was in the course and like smoothed right through that.
I just messaged you going, it's kicked me out. The whole thing just went blank.
Hate when it does that. Technology is just sometimes it really is.
But yeah.
Back to your hexagons. I did this. It's kind of on the screen, but not totally. The other part of this crochet along is if you're like, hey, I have enough stockings. This blanket is granny squares. You can see it if you jump over to that, because it's so hard to hold up. I can't even see the whole thing, but it's really fun to make. And once again, you can just be making small squares, as you're going camping and car rides. It's not hot on your lap. And then by the winter, join them all together and have a gorgeous blanket. This is the time of year for small things.
Yes.
For small things.
And this is the motif. That blanket is amazing, everyone. You need to go and see it. It has this like not hexagon, I've got hexagons on the brain, snowflake design on it that just kind of like bursts out of it, and it's in just the happiest colors. But of course, people can, like, I've seen some of the color versions that people have ordered, some of the yarn people have ordered. There we go. Look,
Yeah, that.
and like I feel like, am I right in saying that's an approachable beginner project?
Yes.
If people are a bit intimidated by color work and stockings, then start with this blanket and
Right.
just make your motifs and get them ready, learn about blocking, learn about joining, all that kind
Yes.
of stuff.
Yes, it is definitely great for, you're only gonna, so you're gonna learn one style of granny square, just one, and then I'm gonna teach you how to do two colors where you're splitting it down the center, so you're working two colors on the same granny square, and then we're just gonna add them together to make that gorgeous snowflake blanket that looks like a quilt. And the reason why, like, I think I've wanted a quilt, quilting has boomed in popularity, I feel like in the last few years, but I broke up with my sewing machine, like, we're not even on speaking terms. Like, I'm just like, I don't even want to look at you. We were moving the office around because we had to empty it out in order to do what, flooring. And so much of my stuff, my husband was like, are you going to keep, is all this going back in? Are you going to keep all of this? Can you maybe like get rid of stuff you don't use? And we were moving the sewing machine. He's like, when's the last time you touched this? I'm like, well, I'm not going to get rid of it in case I need to mend something. But yeah, I don't even want to look at it right now. I think I envy people who enjoy quilting and sewing because I just, maybe I will someday. I don't right now. So I would rather make a quilt that is crochet that looks quilted. And that's what this is. This is my attempt of like, I want to make something that looks like a gorgeous, amazing quilt, but with yarn because I don't want to go buy fabric. Also, we don't have room for another hobby. We just don't.
I don't have time for another hobby. I really enjoy sewing, but I have to like properly be in the mood for it, and I have to be really inspired by the right project and that kind of thing.
Yes.
Whereas crochet for me is just more, it's more portable. You can take it places, whereas you can't take your sewing machine places, but you can hand sew, I suppose. But
Yes, you can do both. You can do more than one hobby. For me, it's just, I actually made my prom dress in high school.
did
Yeah,
you?
yeah, I sewed it. And then I made a really cute turtle quilt thing when Daxton was born. But I think that was the last major project I did. So I will do stuff like custom curtains because it's a rectangle.
Easy straight lines.
Yeah, I just think it's just, I would rather grab my yarn, but I do envy those who love to do quilting because it does look like a ton of fun. And the artwork out of it is incredible. Let's see. So someone said, oh, I think this is about your hat for sure. We put the link in there for the hat. You definitely do need that hat pattern. It works up quick. There's lots of time between release dates too, which is really nice. That's true. Yes. You have lots of time to do these, even if you intend to do one by this Christmas. I'm just going to say this because this is stuff I need to say to myself. Even if your goal was to make a stocking by this Christmas and you don't, and you do it by the next Christmas, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. No one's judging you.
And as well, like if these projects, they'll always be there. They'll always be there. If you want to get the VIP ticket to make sure that you have all the access to everything, then grab it, and then that will be there forever. Your blanket will be there forever. My blanket will be there. And like it's really hard to know sometimes with crochet alongs how to pace them. I find in that, will people complete them in time, in inverted commas? Is that enough work for people to do? And like it's so varied. I've found in the last 2 weeks, like some people have like steamed ahead and they are making like 3 or 4 hexagons a day and they're done.
Yeah.
And then other people are like, I'm on my 3rd one and I've got 12 to do. And it's like, that's cool. That's
fine.
Fine. There's
yes.
no
I love this by Heather. The cows are not a race. It's all about the journey and the adventure of it, which is so, so true. Occasionally, I think I need friends to give me that reminder of like, you're never falling behind. You're never behind when it comes to crochet and knit. It is all about enjoying it. Because behind the scenes yesterday was talking to Michelle and I said, I have this granny square swim cover up that I made months ago, like a long time ago. And I intended to release it this summer. And I told her, looking at my schedule and babysitting dogs and moving my office, I just don't think it's going to happen this year. And I might just have to save it for next year. And Michelle's like, no big deal. Who cares? Does that matter? And I'm like, you're right. Like sometimes we put these expectations on ourselves. Even us as designers, sometimes when you see us release something, we may have like had it for a year.
This reminds me of some very good advice that you gave me last year about I had a sweater that was finished and I was just like, I just need to tie the loose ends of everything, blah, blah, blah. And you were just like, just leave it, Hannah. Don't worry about it. You told me that. And I was
I
like,
did.
yeah, I will. And then I released it this year and nothing terrible happened. It was all fine.
All fine. Yes. You start a stocking or you start a blanket and you don't make it by like the time you wanted to, it's no big deal. It is totally, totally fine. This comment by Julie, you ladies have broken my yarn budget. I have 2 large orders from We Crochet coming. Please send help to hide all the yarn. I'm running out of ideas. If you find ideas on how to hide the yarn, please tell me, because moving everything out of my office into the house so that we could do flooring, like I had so much stuff hidden in there. I was like, oh yeah, this yarn too, and this. I almost just didn't want my husband to help me move it because I was afraid of him being like, really, Briana, really, do you need all of this? But it's okay.
I was in our loft recently and I discovered an entire box of yarn that that obviously just was labeled incorrectly when we moved 5 years ago and is up in the loft. And I was like, I never even knew I had this.
I know. Oh, I have a question here. It says, Briana, any chance to make last year's stocking charts available as an add-on purchase for the make along? So currently my add-on purchase is the Magical Stitches stocking course for an amazing, like crazy cool price if you want to try out those magical stitches, which are so fun. And I'm going to be having another course on magical stitches coming in the really, really soon future. But you can take that $10. I've seen a lot of people do this. They'll take that $10 Ravelry gift card and give you. I've seen a lot of people who are like, hey, I didn't pick that up last year when you did it. I'm going to grab it now. So you can use your $10 gift card to go grab those stockings as well if you want to do the reindeer or the polar bear. Digital definitely is the way to go. And I do love programs that allow you to tick off as you go. It's just so much easier to know, like when you sit down, to know what you're doing. Charts are best due to the international community. Yes, that is so true, which is also why I do love Stitchfiddle, because you can, it will kind of write charts for you and you can do them in a way to where it's universal. It's just, this is how you do it. And with this, you get access to every single chart on Stitchfiddle. There's a link and I have a video instruction on how to use them. And then I also have loaded in the entire color palette for We Crochet City Tweed, which is what I use for the stockings, so that if you want to see what colors you want to do and change the colors on the chart, you can do so, and you already have that palette ready to go in Stitchfiddle for you to play with those colors, and then you can order your yarn if you want to try it that way, or just to see how it goes. Knit Companion. You know what? Have I tried Knit Companion?
Oh, what's that? I don't think
I'm not sure. I'm like over here like, let me Google this.
Oh.
I feel like I have. I've heard of it, but there's so many programs out there I forget. It's a game changer. Oh, this can also be, this is an app. I probably have this on my phone. So it's similar where like you can know where you are in the pattern. That is brilliant. I love when people remind me of tools out there that I've probably downloaded but forgotten about because I meant to go explore them. Good morning. I love this.
Hi.
Good morning from California. I love this. I used to live in California, so I love when people are like, hi, and I'm like, hi, from the East Coast now. Yes. Oh, it says my sound. You can hear me, right? It says my sound is off.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sound was gone. Maybe it's back?
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope so. I hope so. Hannah, this one's for you.
Oh, I love the Stitch for cardigan. What pattern is it? This is called, what's this called? I think it's my Henrietta cardigan. It's like my summer. Oh, I'm terrible. I should know these things, surely. Come on, Hannah.
It's a cardigan. I'm searching your blog so I can throw it in there. Summer card. I think I found it. I'm looking at you and I'm looking over here. I think I found it. I'm going to post it here. And I feel like I got the right one.
It's ridiculously simple. It is 2 rectangles seamed at the back, and you can have it open at the sides or you can have it closed at the sides. There's no fastenings, nothing difficult at all.
It's super cute. I feel like I got the right link there. It looks like the one you wear. So yes, go see that. That's so pretty. I wore a tank top yesterday I'd made, and today I was like, oh, it's too hot. I can't. Also, I can't find anything right now. So.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Well, I sorted out all of my samples, sort of, and they're in boxes under my bed because I don't have anywhere else to put them. Like, but then I'm like, but then that stops me from wearing them, so I should put them in like my general clothes. But then I have like
no space.
Well, no, this is the thing. I don't, and I'm getting to the point. I'm sure, like you, like I've got so many crochet garments around the house.
Yeah. I was asked that question by someone local who, I think it was like a neighbor. They had gone to my office and they're like, do you ever sell any of these? And I was like, no, I just don't. No, I don't sell any of them because like I kind of like having them around and wearing them here and there. And she was like, well, like, but you're always making them, right? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, so where are you putting them all? And I was just like, these are very good questions. And like, what will happen 5 years from now? I don't know. We're going to tackle that when it happens. We're not going to think about it. We're just going to keep creating.
Well, I feel a bit scared about getting rid of any of my samples because I lost some. A company lost some of my best samples, my most precious ones, and I never got them back. And other things that I had given away or sold, sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to take new photographs of that, or I want to if it wasn't my business, I don't think I'd keep as many as I do.
Yes.
But yeah, I've just
well, too, sometimes if someone asks me a very specific question about something, I want to be able to pull it out and be like, let me take a look at that really quick and see. Like, and like if I don't have it here, while you can kind of envision it, it's just so much better to have the physical item to see like what you did, or if you want to recreate something. Yeah, for sure. This says, hi from Colorado, waiting on 2 big shipments for the cow, going to do the blanket and working with kids to choose their stocking designs. Working on Time in Bloom now, enjoying summer the cow. I love it. Yay. It's so much. I love that you're going to let your kids help design their own stockings. I hadn't thought of that. Now I feel like a really mean mom. I could have let my kids.
They still could. Ready for next year.
Yeah, not this year. I already did stockings. I'm ahead of the game for this year and maybe next year. But that's brilliant. I really wondered what they would ask for. Okay, we might see different charts in the future being added to the course because I feel like they might ask for something I don't have. I could see them asking for something like Dungeons and Dragons themed.
Oliver would be requesting a dinosaur, I feel.
Dinosaur.
And Elliot would probably something Lego related.
Lego.
It's all Lego.
Yeah, it could be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they would request. That or Minecraft.
Yeah.
Minecraft for sure. Yeah, definitely. Oh my goodness. Have we covered everything? Oh, also there's a snowman.
I saw this yesterday when you went live. I was like, oh, so cute.
It sits on my desk and I keep forgetting, like, oh yeah, this is also in the Crochet Along VIP version. He's just so cute on my desk, but I love it because I keep joking with my kids that like, this is my summer snowman who doesn't melt. And Jackson's like, we never have snow anyway. And I'm like, exactly. Here you go. You said you wanted a snowman. He's not going to melt. So you can put him on your desk. So cute. So that also comes in there.
That's what I mean by the fact that it's just so much more than a stocking and a blanket. Like you can't even begin to describe how much is in this. And I think we both work so hard, don't we, to make sure that every product that we produce has as much as we possibly can get in it, of the highest quality that we can make, that will help you, that will push you forward. Because like all of the different techniques that you're covering there, you're talking about color theory, you're talking about different kind of color work in crochet, and you're offering knitting, you're talking about, granny squares, motifs, joining them, all that kind of stuff, and then amigurumi. So like how many like if you ever need a one-stop shop for learning all the skills you need for everything in Christmas, then you are the person.
I love it. Well, and the reason why I love doing it as a crochet along is because I really do try, and I know you do too, Hannah, probably even more than I do. We try so hard to put ourselves in the shoes of the person making it. And our goal is to get you the most stress-free fun. Like we just want you to have so much fun because we also know with the stress of everything else in life, crafting should be your escape. You should come in here and have resources and enjoy your time creating. So we try to think about every glitch in the system that might happen, every question that might come up, but there's no way we can really ever think through every single question. And I'm going to get really honest here. My worry with this current course is, have I included enough instructions on how to use Stitchfiddle? Because I know we're going to have new people too there. And I've done a video, I've done a ton of screenshots, but I still, it hasn't happened yet, but I still sense that as we start this crochet along, that people who join the VIP and have access to all those charts, no matter what I do, I feel like we're going to have questions, and that's okay. That's why I love crochet alongs. It's, we can go live and do Q&A. This is where you tell me like, hey, this is what my needs are. And I can be like, yes, let me do another screenshot. Let me do something for that. So we can really like understand that concept, because Stitchfiddle is going to be new for a lot of people. And even if you used it, there's some tricks in there to like make it more user friendly.
Only when I did my baubles last year did I figure out properly how to translate your charts from it and how to change your colors. Like I hadn't really delved into it, and I'd had Stitchfiddle for years, but never really pushed myself. So I think this is a brilliant way for people to learn.
Yes, yes. Like, so if you're stuck on there, if you're stuck on anything in Stitchfiddle or anywhere else, just pop a question in the community group or message me through email, and it really will give me an idea. Because if you're asking it, no doubt somebody else will ask it. Like you're never the only person with a question. And I've tried to think of everything I can think of to do, like screenshots of click here, then click there. And I have a video, but I still am a little, I haven't had any questions yet, but I feel like I'm going to get one, and I'm welcoming that. Like, what else do you want for me to explain about Stitchfiddle for you to really enjoy those charts, to play with those charts, to build your own stocking digitally? Now, I do know with the free version, I think my testers were testing out Canva and Stitchfiddle. I think with the free version, it doesn't allow you to print. I don't think you can download and print it, from what I understand. But with the free version, you can do everything digitally. So really, if you wanted to print, that's why I also have this print option. You can print it out, cut it, and then play with it if you want to that way. But you shouldn't have to purchase Stitchfiddle to do a lot of these things. I just think that it doesn't allow you to then download the chart unless you're a member of Stitchfiddle. But if you want to download, like I said, I also have that available for you to print and play with. And then, because I love to doodle, Hannah, I don't know if you ever get in a Stitchfiddle or a program and you're just like, ooh, like you just spend time doodling. It's almost like you know, when you were in class and you were like writing your friend a note, doodling on the corner of your assignment and then realizing you got to erase that. I did more charts. I know. I did it.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
I know. I'm going to see if I can pull them up on the screen. But I just thought as I was in there, I was like, oh, you know, this is what I would do. This is me trying to vicariously live through people, because I see all these things and I'm like, this is how I would use this chart. This is what I would do, but I don't have time to make it today.
I was going to say, I can't possibly do them all.
No, but I want it to be made.
Well, this is kind of how I feel with all the color choices for my blanket that I'm seeing with people doing. I'm just like, I'm so happy that people are doing different colors, because like I could never make all of those versions. So like when people come up with different color palettes, I just find it so exciting.
It is. So I'm going to share. So this is what I did. If we can see. So I added more. So this is an inspiration chart, which I give you access to that on Stitchfiddle, so you can go play with it. You could change the colors. I'm like, this is me doodling, and I'm like, hey, if I've already doodled these, why not share that with everyone just in case you want to like do these and make them so I can see them in real life.
I love that.
So I thought it'd be really, these doodles are really, really fun. This is in the VIP course. And then I also, like Hannah was saying, I included some inspiration. You get this module with the free version as well. So if you click that QR code on the screen and you sign up for free, or VIP, you're going to get these color schemes for a little bit of inspiration for your stockings. And I've included like the yarn colors to do that feel, that look, that tone, because I know that, not everyone has the same colors for Christmas. And sometimes we want to do something off the wall. Like last year I did a pink tree because I thought it'd be fun. And now that unicorn stocking will go great with that. So it's fun to say like, what do I want for my stocking? And or if you're gifting, like what is the feel of my friend? I know that sounds weird, but like what is my friend like? What colors kind of describe my friend? Because they all tend to have their own style and decor. We all do. And that's what's great about these. If you want to give them, you can really be intentional by going through the color theory module that I've given you to see like what do I think feels like this person? And then it's a really special gift because you've been super intentional about it. Because I could already tell you quite a few of my friends what I would do. But I've got to stop doodling because it's too much.
I know. I'm dangerous in programs like that. I'm just like, oh, and that last year. That's why I ended up with like 21 bauble designs because I just could not stop.
Oh, I remember this because you started with like 5, maybe 6, and then it turned into 10. And I was like, that's enough.
Yeah, I'm done now. And then like the next week I was like, yeah, I've done like 21.
And that's what I would do too. And it's brilliant though. And all of them are absolutely gorgeous. If you've never seen that course from Hannah, you have to check it out. I've talked about that before too. Those baubles are incredible. I love them. They're my favorite. They're my favorite bauble.
I've had it, and they're still popping up. And this is the brilliant thing about all the crochet alongs. Like when we do joint crochet alongs with Michelle, when we do them individually, like people are still making my blanket from last summer. People are probably still making your stockings from last July, and posting, like keep posting everything you're making that is from us, because we desperately want to see it. And also then that might inspire someone who's kind of new to our group who maybe hasn't encountered that yet, because all of these products you can still get, like the free versions on our blogs and also then the courses. So by posting your, don't think, oh, the crochet along's finished, no one will be interested. They absolutely will. Like we love pictures first of all, and then secondly it may inspire someone else to then try it. So please keep posting.
Or inspire different colorways that, like I said with your blanket, I had imagined doing that in Christmas colors, and now I really need to see the whole blanket because it seems like it would be absolutely stunning. So question here, are there kits for the yarn? No. So here's why.
Oh,
the whole conversation, yes. So we could have had kits, however, we didn't do kits because we found that by offering the coupon code that Crochet gave me as an exclusive coupon code, whether you sign up for free or not, because they're doing their summer yarn sale, you can get it cheaper than a kit. So and I thought that was really cool that they recognized that, because I had asked them like, can we do kits? And then they came back saying like, we could, but your customer would actually get a better deal if we didn't. So that's why you're not seeing kits currently for the blanket. You will later. And the stockings is because if you just go to the link that I have once you join, free or paid, you'll see all the choices of yarn in one long page. I know it's not quite as organized as kits, but I've organized, color palettes and stuff so it'd be quick to go pick them out. It is cheaper to do it this way. So I'm like, yeah, no, I want my customers to save the most money possible. We're not doing kits because I want them to get the best deal, because that's how I am. So there's not kits yet because it's just with that summer yarn sale going on, which is so crazy. I
think that's till the end of the month, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And I've been saying to everyone, like, do you know what? If my blanket crochet along isn't your cup of tea, that's absolutely fine. But if you sign up for free, even just to get the information with no intention of making it anytime soon, you still get that 20% code. Yes. And if you sign up for Briana's, you still get that color inspiration information, which in itself is worth more than anything else. You need to sign up and just get those codes and your discount.
Yeah, why not?
Even if you don't have any intention of making, of course we want you to make the stuff, but even if you don't have time, it really doesn't matter. We'd love you still to sign up and get your code.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, you're not like cheating the system or anything. We want you to join. We want you to use that coupon code. You can sign up and use that coupon code for another project. That's totally fine. It's not like you're breaking any rules here. Hannah and I do not like rules.
We don't like
It says, do you crochet all the graphics on the stocking? Not all of them. I mean, I would love to, the only I did 4 this year, and then I have several. I made 4 last year. I mean,
Or is it?
let's think about how many stockings I might have at this point, because for quite a few years I've been making 3 to 4 stockings a year. I will take those removable hooks that you can stick on your wall and remove them later. Last year and the year before, I got to the point where I just don't have space. So they're artwork to me, and I want to display them around the holidays. And one year I was like leaving some in a box because I had no space for them. And then I realized I'm going to use those hooks, and I'm going to line them up on a wall because I want to I made them. I want to see them. It's like
When
so
people
nice.
come to visit, they'll be like, oh my gosh, you have lots of children.
I know, right? So this is actually my sister, Hey. She lives in Colorado. She loves the customization for the stockings. So many options to choose from. She's the one who made this unicorn stocking that now matches my decor, but I mean, it's hers. I might have to ship it back to her. But she's the one who took the charts and designed this one and was like, I'm going to make the unicorn one, and made it and then shipped it to me so I could photograph it and show everyone because I loved it so much. So she tested this for me and saw all the charts before. She's the one who couldn't print at the time because her ink dried out, which ended up being brilliant because it made me think outside the box of like, okay, you're not going to be the only one. How do I do this digitally? This is why I love sometimes the behind the scenes of like working everything out to be like, how do I make this better? And even when we launch, I know Hannah feels this way too. No matter what you do, we always talk about this, no matter how hard we work, there's no way we don't have at least one question where we're like, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think
Let
of
me
that.
go add that too.
Or if like me, you mess up on your video and call a loop a completely different name. I don't know what I was on that day, but I was like, I called the
I have
third
done
loop
that.
and I was like, oh, that's not right, Heather.
Yes, I think I have called. I think one time I realized I had done it was such a silly mistake, and I redid the video, but I was working across a row with half double crochets and I kept saying double crochets.
Oh,
I
how
mean,
annoying.
that's not, like it's half double double. I just left out the half, and then I was like, wow, that is going to confuse people. I've got to scratch that and start over and rip it out and show it again. And I was so mad at myself, but it does happen. And I think there was one I didn't catch once, and I ended up being able to I had to put a comment like, just so you know, that one part I misspoke. I said it wrong. So sorry. Human. It happens. But we try so hard to never, ever, ever have mistakes. We put that on ourselves. And then we want to think through everything like what the experience is going to be as if we've never done it before. But we're okay with it. If you have any questions, that's also what we're here for. We expect that. If there's something you don't understand in Stitchfiddle, please just ask. I can always do more instructions on that if needed. I don't want you to struggle. I don't want you to be frustrated because it's supposed to be fun.
It is. And like, we wouldn't be hosting crochet alongs if we didn't want to include people and for people to ask questions. That's the whole point of this.
Yes.
It is to have fun and to enjoy ourselves, but it's also to like encourage and support people. So, and if you feel as well, like I know this happens in your group as well, if you feel that you see a question and we haven't responded, but you know the answer, or you feel that you can respond, then please do go ahead. And answer, because very often, like, I don't know about you, but like if I'm asking a question, it's because it's there in my hands. And like, as soon as someone can answer, that's amazing. Because obviously we're in different time zones. So sometimes I don't get to things until hours after someone's posted it, and I feel terrible. But so if you can get there sooner than me, please do.
Well, and I think we're sensitive to that because when we started, Facebook groups weren't what they are today. There wasn't as much, like there's community, but it's almost like you had to go to a yarn shop to ask a question of somebody, and hopefully somebody in that yarn shop was there that day. Not to say how old we are, but Facebook community groups and becoming what they were, where you can go in there and ask a question with zero judgment, wasn't around back then when I first started crocheting. So when I would get stuck, I didn't really have anyone to ask. And I remember how that felt. And you're like, I know this is I'm probably being silly. The answer is probably staring me in the face, but I just don't get it. Like, if I could just have someone answer this, I could just figure it out and move on. And that's why I love having community groups and stuff, is because then I hope people just don't feel that. I don't want them to feel stuck. I want them to feel like there's answers. feel free to ask. We've all been there. Definitely. I think from experiencing that, you and I definitely with our community groups are like, hey, don't get stuck.
Don't
We are
worry.
here for you.
And if you are
Don't worry.
stuck, we'll figure it out. We will absolutely figure it out.
Yes. Oh, I think this is your blanket.
Yay! On the small drawing of the blanket.
So exciting. I cannot wait. I love seeing all those blankets pop up.
Some people do the joins. So this is the little one that I did for the video tutorial, and I did the joins in a contrast color, and so many people are like, I'm doing that. That's what I'm doing for my version.
Oh, I love this. So Amy says she teaches crochet and knitting at her public library. I do a twice a month crochet and knit night where folks can come ask questions, learn, or just hang out with other crafters. I love that. I would join that.
Yeah.
I love that 100%. I love the community around crochet and knit. I think it's absolutely like welcoming and warm and fantastic. And if anyone ever needs a community, this is definitely the one to join. I feel like people are just so kind. I know there's like a lot of like negativity sometimes out in the world, and I'm like, you're in the wrong place. You need to you need to get some yarn. You need to get some yarn and like this one, Amy, though, that's got to be different sometimes. I've had quite a few people just show up to ask questions of patterns, which I want to say right now, Amy, you are amazing because that is a skill to be able to look at someone else's pattern, jump right into it. They might be halfway through it and you're going to figure it out and answer that question. You are a gem because that is a skill. That's a huge skill.
I find it difficult sometimes even to jump into my patterns because you're like, you have to get yourself to that point that person is in, and you're like, well, I know that what I did worked, but I'm not quite sure how, and now let me get back there. And yeah, that's a very big skill.
Yes. Hannah, show us your hands.
Yes, I have henna on my hand. I went to a wedding at the weekend, which was absolutely glorious, and this was one of the parents at the school fair that Elliot sang at. One of the parents was doing henna, and they were doing lots of the children. It was meant for the children, and then there were a couple of us adults that went, oh, actually, can we have one, please?
That would be me. I love henna.
And well, it kind of looked like the lady didn't know what I did or anything, but it looks like crochet. It looks like lace or crochet. And she had no idea. She said, I just thought something delicate would be nice for you.
So gorgeous. I love it so much. It's so amazing. Oh, where is this group, Amy? Because we're all going to come join this lovely group where there's tons of makers and everyone has answers to questions. And there's always someone else who knows. It's true. There will always be someone in the room that can help by combining all of our experience and our knowledge together. And that's what all virtual community groups do for us. It just is like a big brain power of answers. But Amy, wherever she's in Texas.
Oh, Texas.
I was going to be like, I'm on my way. Let me get my bag and I will be there in 2 seconds.
My lives there, but she doesn't.
If you are in South Fort Worth, you need to go join Amy's group. We just hooked you up.
Awesome. I think I would like to know though, is there tea and cake or wine at this point? Because like that's just the only other things that would like just for me. You know what I'm like.
I'm not sure how like United States libraries feel about wine. I don't know.
I missed the bit about a library.
It's a library. We have to be quiet somewhat. We have to be respectable in the libraries. But I feel like definitely you could bring wine somehow, some way. Tea and cakes would be great though too. Yeah, that's more of an English thing. We don't really do tea and cake. I wish we did.
Should tea and cake?
We should. We should. It should be a thing for sure. But like, is that? I hope you don't mind me asking, Hannah. How often is like afternoon tea and cake like a thing for you?
Well. So in terms of me, like, so Oliver's not started school yet, so we have weekdays sometimes, and we have weekly coffee and cake dates. Like we go, at least twice a week we go for coffee and cake. It's his favorite thing because bless him, like, so he's like 3.5. So the poor boy, bless him, was born and then we were in lockdowns and all that kind of stuff. So he never had that socialization and he didn't really go out, poor thing, until he was like 18 months old. So now, like anything he can do, he's happy to do. And tea and cake, he's a happy boy.
Oh, I want to do that. I had tea and cake one time when Joe and I went to London. I had a friend that was living there at the time, and she was like, "We're definitely doing, afternoon tea. You have to have the whole experience." And I had tea and champagne in this like three-tiered thing of
Yeah.
sandwiches and it was the best thing ever that I was just like, "Oh my gosh, I can't live here. I feel like I'd want to do this every day." It was as amazing as it sounds, but even better. Like how is this not in my life daily? I don't know. I wish it were. And since then, I have tried to, like, coming back to the States, I was like, someone has to do this here. Like, this has to be a thing. And I know from years ago, Disney had a high tea room at the Grand Floridian, and it shut down COVID. They still have not opened up.
Oh
We
no.
don't know. I know. We don't know if they're going to, because I've been stalking it because I want to go. But they are opening up a new bakery on one of the boardwalks, so maybe they're going to do that there. And then there's one downtown, but there it's more like for private parties. So it's not. I haven't really found like a casual, like you can just stop in like you can in England. And so now I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous of the tea and cake. High
So
tea is the
yeah,
best.
high tea's the best. So yeah, my husband David and I, we moved to Bath and lived in Bath for 7, 8 years, which is obviously like the epitome of like Jane Austen high tea kind of thing.
Love it.
So yeah, you have to come over, Briana, and we have to
Yes,
go to the pump rooms in Bath, and I will take you for high tea. I
I'm
will.
holding you to it.
Yeah,
I will book my
there's,
ticket tomorrow.
they have live music, piano and cello playing, and yeah, yeah.
I
You
love
have,
that.
you have to
Oh,
come.
good news, everybody. Amy says you do not have to be quiet if you
Yay!
go to her crochet and knit night. Yeah, this would be me. Usually someone comes in and shuts the door because they're being so. I feel like if we showed up though, they'd be like, "Oh, you need to take this outside." We had too much fun. Oh my goodness. I can't believe we've been talking for over an hour. That's so good. This is what happens.
We'll just have a 10-minute chat, and
I
then
know. By the way, everyone, we are here to tell you about crochet alongs if you want
yeah.
it. We've covered high tea, we've covered the weather, we've covered puppies and children. It's so fun. I love chatting with you every single time.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, I hear puppies, so I am going to go. They probably need to go out to potty at this point. So I had better jet. So fun talking to everybody. Be
Yeah.
sure, I'm going to throw it in here one more time. I'm going to go grab the link because we talked about it so much with Hannah's blanket that's sitting behind her. I feel like I'm going to throw it in here so it doesn't get lost again. If you love that blanket that is made in hexagons, perfect for summer, I just threw the link in there again. And then, of course, the QR code you see on the screen is for my Christmas in July crochet along. Hit that, check them out. Both of these you can join for free to get supply lists and everything else. So no matter what, just go join. So much fun. Be posting all the pictures because we live vicariously through your color choices. I know I do. It's
We
so
definitely do. But even
sweet.
my husband has started taking notice. Even he has said, "Oh, I do like that one, Hannah." And like he's like that. He doesn't comment lightly. So
Have you shown him the Christmas one? Because I want to know his reaction.
I have shown him a bit. He's not a terribly Christmassy pet. Well, like he loves Christmas, obviously, but like he never would get excited by that. He's really excited by the one that's kind of got dual colours and then it looks like stained glass. It's got black surround. So yeah.
Oh, really quick before we leave, Ava, I posted that link in this chat. If you scroll up, it is on her blog for what she's wearing. So that's there too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, everyone, and for such a lovely chat. It was so much fun. Hannah, always so much fun to chat with you. I adore you. You're amazing. And Hannah and I will probably be back potentially next week. Who knows, for another chat because this is our way of socializing when we don't leave the house.
We don't get to go out, so
Locked up. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend.